Hey, y'all, Elise Smith here, and welcome to the Socially Ausome Podcast, where we empower mompreneurs to implement simple social media strategies into their businesses and elevate their online presence. I'm a mompreneur of 3, an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, an influencer, a social media marketing agency owner, and your personal guru. I am here to give you tips, tricks, and tools that you need to build your social media business. Let's dive in. There we are. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today with the Socially Ausome Podcast. I am so excited. I'm here with Lucie Mitchell. Lucie is a female entrepreneur. She is a public speaker. She has got an amazing story. So I want to say thank you so much, Lucie, for being here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm on 3 hours of sleep, so I'm awesome.
Entrepreneur life, mom life, all of the above.
My hair kept getting stuck in my armpit, so that kind of thing.
That's a thing. I chopped a couple inches off of mine, so I haven't had that problem in a minute, but I used to sit on it, so I know what you're talking about.
Right.
So my podcast is all about social media marketing and how we grow our businesses as female entrepreneurs, as mompreneurs on social media. So I want to hear a little bit about you, who you serve, what you do, all the things. Tell me all the things about you.
Okay. All right. So like you said, my name is Lucie Mitchell, and I am a certified transformational nutrition and life coach. What I do is I really decided to focus on mindset centered around trauma. And now I am by no means a therapist. I've had to tell many women that no. Now listen, what I help you do is identify those patterns that are trauma centered. And I want all of your listeners to understand that being born is traumatic. It's a traumatic experience for you as a baby to be born. You come from a very tight, secure world and are ejected out into an open space. Okay. So that is traumatic for you. And for most people, we carry that with us. So I just want people to understand that I'm not always talking about traumas that we automatically, our brains will go to, but sometimes that is it. And what I decided throughout my own experiences and the things that I dealt with, with childhood molestation, I was raped. My first husband was verbally, emotionally, and physically abusive. I turned to food, alcohol, and drugs in order to cope. And I was able to work through that in holistic ways and heal. And I decided to become a coach to help other women do the same. And that way they could step into their truest version of themselves, because a lot of times we get stuck. We get stuck in that trauma. We feel that that's our new identity. We are now the abused person. We are the molested child. We are the abused wife. We are the abused woman. We are the thrown away piece of trash. And that's not who we need to be. And so when I decided to become this coach, because I worked through it myself by working with a nutrition coach and by working with a life coach and healing my relationship with food and healing my relationship with myself and forgiving myself, I was like, I need to be able to do this for other women. And the best way to do that is not only by going to school and becoming certified, but also utilizing social media as a way to share that I have this love, this coaching practice. And I'm here to help other women because there's so many out there that are they're just stuck. They're just stuck and they don't know how to step into that next level version of themselves.
I love that.
That was a lot to unpack for you.
No, that is a lot to unpack. That is, but as someone who, I'm also in the health and wellness space, and as someone who has been through food therapy, I would have never connected that to trauma. I always just assumed I had a compulsive issue, but there might be some trauma that led to that, whether it be some sort of bullying in the past. You've got a lot of different things that happened to you as a child. And I love that you brought it back to we were born that way. So if we're not working through that as a child, which most people probably aren't, they're told to do X, Y, Z as a child and just be a good kid and
get good grades. No one really talks about the transformation as a child. So tell me a little bit about how you overcame. I know you said you worked through that with your own coach, with your own therapy, and decided to use that as a career to inspire other women. But what are some ways that you currently use that as a coach? Like what does, if I was to come to Lucie Mitchell and say, I want you to be my transformational coach, I've been through trauma, I need help. What types of coaching do you offer? Is it group coaching? Is it one-on-one? What does a day look like with your people that you coach?
So I do offer, I have a variety of different programs. I do offer group coaching. I think this level of coaching is better one-on-one because a lot of times it requires a lot of vulnerability. You have to realize that, especially as women, we have a very intimate relationship with food. And we have a very intimate relationships with ourselves and our bodies. We are our own worst critic. Like we are the harshest on ourselves without ever saying a word, because it's all in our minds. Before anyone is even allowed to tell us that we look great, we've already beat ourselves down. And that, I'm not, a psychotherapist or anything of that nature, but that does, that in itself has a lot of unpacking that has to be done. So in my one-on-one coaching, that's what I do. In transformational coaching, it's a special school that I went to. I went to the Institute of Transformational Nutrition, and Cynthia Garcia, she is amazing. She has been on Oprah. She has been on all the things. She has an amazing podcast. She developed this practice where basically what we do is we go back to that moment. We go, it's almost kind of like psychotherapy in a sense, that you go back to that moment and you go and you visualize yourself at that time where you feel you develop that unhealthy relationship with food or that unhealthy self-love. And you step outside of yourself and you look at the whole situation and you're able to really evaluate, is it really your fault? Is it really your doing? And a lot of times women are able to see this literally had nothing to do with you. Like food cannot make you feel a certain way. Like all it can do is either help you feel full, or maybe some type of a scientific response of like you have too much sugar, your insulin's going to go up. Or if you have too many carbs, your energy levels are going to go up. If you have too much protein, you're going to, have that. It's some type of physical response, but an emotional response it cannot do. That's all you having a trigger in a sense. And so that's what I do is like when women come to me and they're just like, I just feel stuck. Sometimes it's not even food. Sometimes it's just, why are you stuck? Well, I don't think I can do X, Y, Z. Well, why don't you think you can do X, Y, Z? And I ask these coaching questions over and over and over again till you get to the root of, maybe at some point someone in your life told you couldn't. And then I say, well, is that person right here, right now telling you can't? No. Then how does it affect your decision now? And a lot of times it's just a light bulb moment. And they're like, oh, all right. Well, now let's lay out the course for you to plan it out. Start your business. Start losing weight. Find the love of your life, whatever it might be. Because life coaching covers all aspects of life. I can work with entrepreneurs to romance to parenting. I can work in all aspects. And that really in a nutshell is what it is with me. And a lot of times people not only lose emotional weight, but they do also lose physical weight.
I love that. And all of these things are triggering to me because it's so easy to, I think we have to hear the same thing multiple times. We have to hear it from different people. And my personal therapist that I have worked through, which, I guess I can say this because it's my confidentiality, right? But she asks me often, when I binge eat or I would have a binge eating episode, she would ask me, what are you thinking right before you go to the kitchen? What are you thinking? And I'm like, I don't know. It's mindless. It's become a habit. It's whatever. And she and I have also worked through why I can't take a compliment. And I told her, I said, I don't know. It's weird. It's awkward to me. I tell people, oh, great. Like if somebody says they love that dress, I'm like, oh, great. I got it on the sale. Like, I feel like I have to, instead of just saying thank you, I feel like I have to, I don't know. It's hard to take. all women, I've noticed, now put that in my head, how women can't take compliments.
I think, and I have to tell you, because I was the exact same way, and I have two different really quick stories to share with you on both topics. One, I was the same way. I did not like a compliment. I'm quick to give them, but I would shut down, God, you're so pretty. And I'd be like, oh, stop. And I associated, if somebody, because of the abuse that I dealt with as a child, that if somebody told me that I was pretty, they wanted something from me. And because I didn't find my own beauty. My business name is Fierce and Beautiful Wellness. And the reason why I named it that 6 years ago was I'm 47, I'll be 48 next month. And it took 40 years for me to feel fierce and beautiful. Up until that point that I had this revelation and I hit my lowest point of borderline suicidal, and I decided to get help. It was either end my life or get help. I was not beautiful. I was not fierce. I was on the outside. Everybody thought I had it together, but I was quick to shoot down any compliment because I didn't feel it. It was a lie. I actually would get mad. It was like, how dare you tell me I'm beautiful? How dare you say I have beautiful eyes? Like, you don't know what's going on. I would be self-projecting onto them. People would be like, God, okay, I'm sorry. I would literally get angry. And I was like, these are my things I needed to work through. The relationship that I had with food, my father passed away 7 years ago from cancer suddenly. It was a very short diagnosis. Within 6 months of diagnosis, he passed away and I wasn't there. And I was on a plane. And when I got to the hospital and he was already gone, I went into basically shock. And for 4 years, I ate like he was alive. I ate what he ate to keep him alive. I developed a very unhealthy relationship with food. And I remember working with my nutritionist and she was like, you are going to become a diabetic. Why are you eating? My dad loved root beer floats with red vine straws. Okay. If that's not a diabetic coma waiting to happen, but anything that it would be like, oh, hey, James Bond is on. Daddy loved that. Go make meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and gravy. And we're going to have root beer floats and get the red vines and get the M&M peanuts. And I would eat all that. My dad, my nutrition coach was like, your dad isn't there with you. Why are you doing that? Well, because that's what he would want. Do you think he would want you to eat that way? Well, no, but he would be with me if I ate that way, but he's not here.
It's so emotional.
It is. It's an emotional connection. And once I released that, I did end up losing 40 pounds and reversed a lot of the health things, but it was just one of those things where it was like, I was attaching food to an emotion when I needed to just forgive myself for thinking. I literally thought I killed him. It's like a whole nother episode, but and that's what we do. Our brains, I want your audience to realize that we only use 10 to 15% of our brains. And, that percent, I swear, is not the smartest percent.
Because like I said, when that question's asked to me and trying to release whatever emotion is tied to my eating problems, I'm like, I don't even know. I've never been conscious enough of it to pay attention to what am I thinking about. I can tell you it's emotional. If I'm happy and I'm doing something that I love, I'm not usually like, oh my God, what are we going to eat? But I can tell you when I'm sad or I'm having a bad day or I'm overwhelmed, I'm like, and just go in the kitchen. And I have never really tied it to an experience like you did with your dad, but I bet I've got some of that too. And it's like you said, that 10 to 15% is not super smart. Gotta work that muscle though. We have to learn and be conscious of those things. And I love that you said that you have to work through it and be aware of it, or you can't fix the problem. Because even if I was to go on a weight loss journey, if I don't fix the emotion behind the eating, it's just going to be another cycle. You're just going to do it again and do it again and do it again.
Exactly.
So I love that you said that. And deep. Lucie, you took it deep. Like I can't,
I should come with a warning label sometimes. I'm just saying, But you have to realize that nutrition, there is a spiritual aspect, a psychological aspect, and a scientific aspect to nutrition. And that's why I love the type of coaching that I do. And that's why I share what I share on social media, because we're talking about social media, and it can be so one-sided, and sometimes on social, well, I think a lot of times we show just the good side. We show what we think that, what is that saying that you probably know the saying, but it's like, I don't know, just something about, you always think you always see just the good side of things. Like you don't see the bad side or the ugly side. And I'm all about being real, because the real is relatable. It's like entrepreneur, like female entrepreneurs wanting to start a business and thinking that you could just throw up one post and pray, and everyone's going to show up for your business. And social media is ever evolving, just like our bodies, just like our minds, just like nutrition, just like diets. I have a binder that has over 150 different diet plans out there. And what I teach is intuitive. I teach intuitive eating. Listen to what your body wants and nourish your body the way it needs. It's like, listen to what your audience wants. What is your audience wanting from you? And listen to that. And your business will flourish. Your life will flourish if you nourish your body, mind, and soul.
You're going to have me thinking for like a couple days.
Girl, it's going to be twisted.
Couple days, like just deep, but I love it. So how can my listeners get connected with you if they're interested in your coaching? I heard that you have a private community that you kind of, offer tips or coaching in, a Facebook community they could join just to kind of spend some time with you and connect with you. So tell me a little bit about how they can reach you and all the things.
I do. And I just hired an amazing social media team that's going to help me just level up in all areas. But I do have an online community, and it is the Fierce and Beautiful Collective. So you can go over to Facebook groups and you can join there. You can also go to luciemitchell.com, and that's Lucie with an IE, not a Y. I just revamped my website, so it's more fierce and more beautiful, and all of the links are there as well. But I've got a podcast, I've got newsletters, I've got blogs, I've got so many amazing things out there to just keep people engaged, but also keep people aware of the current trends and the way things are changing. And realize that I really do focus on limiting beliefs and mindset. I really am about empowering women, empowering you, empowering your listener to believe in the things that she wants to accomplish, she actually can. So your listeners that are wanting to level up in their social media, if their mindset is stuck on that, I am that coach for them, because there's something blocking them from leveling up in their business. And it's all about realizing that as female entrepreneurs, as females in general, we are a force to be reckoned with, and we need as many fierce and beautiful women out there.
I love that. I love that. And for anybody that is listening, I will make sure I link that as well, just because in the search world, all kinds of things can pop up. So in the show notes, in the description, wherever this is, I will make sure I have Lucie's website and her Facebook, and also her group links, so that you can connect with her, because I think,
and if you join my group, in the group header, you get a free 30-day meal and mood tracker. It is beautiful. It's got all kinds of things in it, but I'm not about tracking calories, but sometimes you just do need to write down a few things that you are planning out to eat so you don't go astray.
Getting your goals together. I've been getting my goals together for Mexico at the end of this month. And I'm telling you, I am also one that I'm going to a point where I'm like, I don't want to be so restrictive that I'm tracking all the time. And that's just me. I did when I went through my own weight loss journey, because it kept me on course. I want to live an 80-20 lifestyle, but just being refocused and recentered and knowing this is what I'm going to eat today, and kind of having that preparation has helped me. But like I said, at the same time, I'm also been working with my therapist on unpacking my emotional eating. So I'm excited to be connected with you because you and I can relate on the same page of dealing with those stressors, also being a female entrepreneur, because being a female entrepreneur comes with its own stressors. So I am happy to have had you today.
Thank you.
Forward to all of the things to come with Lucie Mitchell, because I know big things are coming. Big things have came this week with your recognition and all of the things. So I'm excited to follow your journey. I hope my listeners will follow your journey. And have a good weekend.
Yes, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I'm Elise Smith, your host, and let me tell you how you can get a free social media audit from me. Make sure that your profile is optimized and you're ready to build. Take a screenshot of you listening to this episode, throw it in your stories and tag me. You can find my handle in the show notes. I will share it to my entire audience, and you will be entered to win one of the 5 free audits that I'll be doing every single month. Number 2, if you found any value out of this episode or any of my episodes at all, please feel free to leave a review. It is the best compliment you can give. Lastly, make sure you check out the link to get into my free community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs. It's in the show notes. We go live in there weekly with guest trainings and more. Until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome.